I want to show you the fastest way to eradicate your woody invasive species if you have an absolute infestation. Today we're going after some thick buckthorn on a family property, and we are going to go blazed earth on this buckthorn. Let me show you what we're up to. Alright, here's the follow-up. It's actually 3 weeks after we did the mulching, and I'm out cutting the residual seed trees that are left. You can see we went blazed earth here. But yeah, this is it was a rank, thick, nasty area of buckthorn, and the only way I was ever going to make progress here was to bring in the mulcher. So let me show you what it looks like. Alright, so here's the main area that we mulched. We did mulch a smaller spot further down that way. What I did is, when I had Jake in, I looked for the worst spot, because in between here and the other spot there's just a handful of seed trees and some easy backpack spraying I could do. So I knew I could hit that myself, but right here it was just absolutely rank with buckthorn. So I needed the mulcher to come in, Timberline Brush Management here in Otter Tail County, Minnesota, and he did a great job. So you can see 3 weeks post mulching, it's already sprouting back. Every single stump is coming back. Doesn't take long for it to start to regenerate. So what I'll do is I'm going to give this 2 or 3 more weeks to grow, get a little bit more surface area as far as the leaves goes for the buckthorn that I'm getting rid of. And then I'm going to come in with the 4-wheeler, my 25-gallon Fimco sprayer, and boom spray this. Now, sometimes it takes 2 applications with the boom sprayer, because you got to think with those stump sprouts, you got a whole root system that's feeding those little stump sprouts, so they can take a little bit to kill. But a lot of times, you know, if you hammer them good and hard the first round with your boom spraying, you can switch to spot treating after that. But you can see just how thick this stuff was here. And there's a spot we didn't get into with the mulcher. You can see it's just a carpet of buckthorn. So I'll just hit that with the backpack sprayer or the wand on the 4-wheeler. It's just thick, nasty stuff. Now, when I told Jake to mulch here, I said it didn't need to be perfectly clean. I just wanted it to be good enough where I didn't blow a tire on the 4-wheeler, and this stuff is nice and soft. There's no sharp stuff. I mean, I've done a ton of these jobs with Jake, and I've yet to blow a tire, so he knows what he's doing when it comes to mulching. Now look at that. Now it's actually accessible. I'll say, before we did the mulching, it might have looked like deer bedding cover, but it was not deer bedding cover. I have never found a shed in this stuff, never seen a deer bed. It was so unbelievably thick, there's no way a deer could penetrate it, and buckthorn just is not deer food. So we needed to knock it back and start over. And the nice thing is, what we have left standing are native trees. So even though I'm going to boom spray right away and kill a little bit of the native regen that's coming back too, we got native trees all around here, and that's what's going to fill this spot back in. It's fun to see that. Those are 3 little bur oaks that never stood a chance before. And now they are given a new lease on life. Boom, boom, and boom. Got rid of the buckthorn. That would have prevented any possibility of oak ever regenerating here. I mean, look at some of the monsters that were in here. There's my hand for comparison. I mean, that is just an absolutely gargantuan old buckthorn stump. There it is. I had the 20-inch saw cutting this stuff today. I found that I use the electric a lot and the 14-inch, but man, when you got this big old buckthorn like this, you can really make hay with the big saw. So yeah, you get tired, but today's actually a nice cool day for being the beginning of August. So I figured it was worth busting out the big boy to get these seed trees down. Again, you can see the natives we had around here. That's nannyberry. That's what's going to fill this back in. Nannyberry is a thicket forming shrub. So I anticipate that's going to start popping up out here, because we left the nannyberry. I saw some chokecherry, a little bit of juneberry, and then, like I said, our oaks, which are kind of a limited resource right down in this corner here. So it'd be nice to have a few nice bur oaks. But yeah, it was a fun project to get rid of this, or it's going to be a fun project to get rid of this buckthorn and see what comes back. So a lot of times when I do these projects, I don't always get back to the property. I might be one and done, but this one is family land. So this one I'm going to maintain for years to come. So I will do lots of follow-up videos to show just how this process works and how the native species will start to fill this area in. But the key to success is my commitment to spot treating in here. If I just hit it hard this year and then just let it go, eventually the buckthorn will start to show up again, because I mean 97% of the seeds will germinate this year. The seeds from last winter germinated this year, but there will be 3% that'll pop next year. And the birds will add a little, because there's still buckthorn in the area, so the birds are gonna seed a little bit in here. Now it's not, the buckthorn in this area is not super close, but it shows up. So I need to be committed to walking through here and spot treating when necessary. This year I plan to walk this actually in the fall, because once all your native species have lost their leaves, if you still see green in the woods, there's a good chance it's buckthorn. It holds its leaves well into November. And you can kill it until they start getting wilty. So I'll probably be back in here spot treating in October, because I got a good eye for buckthorn, but you always miss a little when everything's green in the summer. So the fall is a nice time to commit to getting rid of it. Yeah, it adds disturbance, but if you want to just get pretty much all of it killed, or get the majority of it killed, the fall's the time to get that small stuff and do your foliar treating. I will note that getting your seed trees cut before that seed is viable and it's still nice and green is a very good play. I did not start with foliar treating. I went right for the seed trees, because if I cut these in the fall, and all that seed that I knock off is going to germinate next year, but now that I cut them before the seed's viable, what I kill as far as foliar treating is going to be the majority of the buckthorn that I'll have to deal with in this area. So I like to get the seed trees down in July and August, and plus once you get the seed trees down, you stop the bleeding. That's what we got to do first. Alright, not quite done with the stump treating here, so got to get back on the chainsaw, but I will be sure to do some follow-up videos in this area. There's great natives around here, so I think this is going to be a really fun habitat restoration project, and I know the wildlife will respond. So alright, y'all take care. God bless.